Sellout crowd of almost 15,000 on his feet. Good hands. Davison knocked it away. Underneath, a couple of opportunities, and it's finally put in by Fabian White.
Yeah, offensive glass is a real weapon for Houston early in this game.
Quinterly thought about a shot from way down, and they're going to get the reach. And Edwards picks up the foul.
What I'm talking about, that last 3-point by Alabama, Houston loads up to the ball. So if you come off that ball screen and get it reversed, boom, get it reversed, one more, you're going to have some really good looks and get some closeout opportunities against Houston.
Quinterly just threw it away.
You know, we called Nate Oates last night trying to get a recommendation on a couple of barbecue places we had to choose from, and he was at his daughter's 9-year-old game. Brielle, they won.
Yep.
And I asked him what was the average possession length in that game, knowing that he would know, and he said around 12 seconds. Not because they shot it quick, but because of all the traveling calls. and Brielle was not happy with the officiating, taking after her dad.
But she didn't get a technical.
She did not get a technical.
But she was drawing up plays.
Yes, she was. Well, both clubs really trying to impact those ball screens defensively.
Sasser step back three. That was impressive, and he did it right in the face of Keon Ellis, a good defender.
He is smooth, and you talk about guys that have really gone from one level to another this year. Johnny Davis, Wisconsin, Keegan Murray at Iowa, L.J. Cryer at Baylor with a big game tomorrow. This kid's right there with him, Sasser.
Yeah, bad pass. That's another turnover, and here comes a run out. And a lot of times runouts will lead to open threes, but this time Alabama gets back on defense. Sasser's got 5, and he's feeling it. Fires another one. That's too strong. We're going to get a foul underneath. It's going to go against Carlton for Houston. We'll come back. We'll take a look at Nate Oates drawing up some plays. His daughter, in fact, drawing up some plays. On a big day in Tuscaloosa, another Heisman for the Crimson Tide.
No annual fee on any Discover card.
Yo, ruffles without ridges is like a daredevil.
Whoa!
Without the daring.
Not doing that. No way! The model looked smaller. Ruffles! Own your ridges!
When faced with a challenge, it's good to remember how you've overcome them before. Range Rover Sport, driven to another level.
Each McDonald's crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich comes with juicy pickles. Although some may prefer to remove them, we don't understand you. But we respect you. McDonald's crispy chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
When Texas A&M put me forward for the SEC Professor of the Year, I was quite honored because I was competing against faculty at these fantastic schools. It was really quite shocking when I won it. I'm proud of everything that I've achieved, but it's largely due to my students. We each contribute intellectually, translating some of those technologies that we've developed to impact society. So to me, this is the top 1 or 2 honors I've ever achieved, and so I'm just really thankful.
I am the greatest woman of all time.
Winner of the 2021 Heisman Memorial Trophy is Bryce Young.
Well, it's near unanimous. Bryce Young, congratulations, the Heisman Trophy winner this evening in New York. And this was the reaction of the crowd here, and certainly the students went crazy. Now they're all looking forward to seeing what Alabama can do on New Year's Day as they try to move into a championship game. So Young has said, if I had a few more inches, I would be hooping now. He was a starting guard of his U14 team in Pasadena, California. It started to change when he got a scholarship offer from Cliff Kingsbury, right?
At Texas Tech?
Yeah, at Texas Tech, who's now coaching Kyler Murray, who people think, if there's a comparison to Young, it's Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
he's quarterback at Texas Tech when he made him that scholarship offer. And by the way, the scholarship offer came well before he was a high schooler, was Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Back-to-back Heisman winners for Alabama. Devontae Smith last year, what, 6 feet, 170 pounds?
Yeah.
Bryce Young, 6 feet and maybe 188, somewhere in there. Man, huge Valentines inside that Alabama football jersey, though.
Sure are. Now Sasser, that time he got a good screen, and he comes up a little short. And now Davison will try to push. Five-star prospect point guard has been outstanding.
Beautiful.
Gary with a nice follow, and he lays it up and in. But things just change when J.D. Davison is on the floor, don't they? There's just another level of push.
Yeah, he's a full 6'3", standing beside him, maybe with a hair closer to 6'5", which he says he has not cut since the second grade, by the way.
Right. Tremont Mark dumps one off, and a little hesitation, but too far underneath the basket was Fabian White.
Ravi, we know this about Alabama. They're going to shoot threes, and they're going to get the ball near the rim and take rim shots. The reason why I say that, 87% of all Alabama attempts last year were threes or rim shots. Through the month of November for Alabama this year, 93% of all shots are threes or rim shots.
Set three, that goes, and down on the ground is Ellis in a heap. He may have rolled the ankle. They're helping him up, and he is, looks like he's going to be okay. Basket does not count. Foot out of bounds on the catch.
Keon Ellis has been Alabama's best defender overall. And he's got to rebound a little bit tougher from that small forward position when he slides there, but one of the better two-way players right now in the SEC. His shooting numbers, 52%, 41%, 87%. Very difficult to check Ellis for 40 minutes.
Gary, open three. High arcer, too strong. That's deflected out by Bediako, and they'll get 20 more.
They just turn it into a foot race with their spacing on offense to the offensive glass.
Good look underneath, but off the hands of Gary. Hadn't cut his hair since second grade?
I'd ask him in pregame warmups. That was the answer. I have no reason not to believe him.
Way too long, and Quinterly got a chance to push it. Watch out, Ellis. And he was knocked into on Ellis now. In the last two possessions that he's been involved with, has ended up on the ground in pain.
It is the second personal foul of Houston's 8th team foul.
Gotta be careful about leaving things in the aisle. People run you over.
Well, we found that out last night in the Birmingham airport as we pulled in. The speed I'm talking about for Alabama, Houston's right there with him, man. If you're a non-athletic dude tonight, don't check in. This is an Alabama team that, under Nate Oates, I think he's always going to have that 6'5", 6'6" big guard that can slide up or down a position on both ends of the floor, can rebound out of whether he's guarding a 2, a 3, or a 4, and that sums up 14 in White.
87% free throw shooter. The first one is good. Could you have a better start if you're Alabama? And it is a close game, but they've shot 7 of 10. They've made half their threes. They're 3 of 6. But they're shooting 70% from the floor. On the other side, 30% for Houston. They're 6 of 20. And Ellis's second goes down. Tajay Moore, who is a human highlight reel, checks in for Houston, number 4. Got a handful of dunks that have made SportsCenter top 10 plays So we'll see if we go above the rim a few times with number 4 in black.
He is as explosive of an athlete that Kelvin Sampson has ever coached. And man, that's a big statement, because Kelvin Sampson has coached some dudes now throughout his career.
Quinterly and Shed one-on-one. Shed, the floater, that doesn't go. And look at that battle for the offensive rebound. We're going to keep it right here. They're going to get Bediako or Quinterly. And they're going to get Bediako, the fresh. Talk about his development under Nate Oates. I mean, Nate Oates famous for, you know, the guys that can shoot the threes, but Bediako is going to be a critical part to this team.
Yeah, he's going to be a handful. This kid, it came down to Alabama, Duke, Texas, Michigan, Ohio State. Baylor was involved. And what he did at the battle in Seattle last Saturday really jumped off the film to me, because he's a young kid that just went blow for blow with Drew Timme, who's arguably one of the top 3 or 4 post guys we have. But he's an important guy because of his rim protection, and he sets very physical, fast screens as a freshman big.
Well, the bad news is in the last 10 seconds, he's picked up 2 fouls.
Fouls fast too, doesn't he?
He does, so he's going to have to go to the bench.
I'm not sure there's a better rebounder in the American Conference this year than this kid on the line, Juwan Roberts. And Houston, they target and they recruit rebounding. And that's why this kid got a scholarship, Ravi. But he is 13th in the nation right now, Juwan Roberts. Offensive rebounding rate of 17%. Oscar Tshiebwe leads the country at 27%. Kentucky should have got him more touches today, by the way. But boy, this kid's a beast on the glass.
Tshiebwe was terrific today in a Kentucky loss to Notre Dame.
Yeah, but too many times the wrong guy taking the wrong shot gets you beat on the road. That's what happened to Kentucky.
So Noah Gurley back into the game. So is number 2, Darius Miles. And Miles drops one off, and Gurley, that's a turnover. Happened the last time we had substitutions for Bama, and that leads to an easy run out and dunk for Sasser.
Ravi, Houston getting more confident in their middle ball screen coverage. They're physically, hard tagging the roll guy and then scrambling out of it. Kind of Xing out on the backside. Difficult to do.
Ellis in traffic. And there's another turnover. That's their 6th turnover.
Yeah, you get loose with the ball around Houston. They are very aggressive with their eyes, and they attack the ball with 2 hands anytime the ball comes into a gap.
One possession game. The Sasser 3 could tie it. 22-19. 8.5 to go in the first half. Shed with 3 on the shot clock. The high arcer, it's a 1-point game.
Win your matchup. I think Houston and Alabama, they have a lot of that built into their DNA. Win your one-on-one battle at either end.
Quinterly got fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. On the other end, Jamal Shed played only 16 minutes in last year's NCAA tournament, and now he has become the starting point guard, partly because of some injuries, but once he got the starting point guard job, they weren't going to take him off the floor again.
Here's what happened with Jamal Shed last year as a freshman. I think he had a little nonsense about him in terms of just the seriousness of the game. And Kelvin, as all terrific coaches do, called him in after the season and said, look, the nonsense has to go. I'm trusting you with the basketball going forward. I'm going to put the rock in your hands and run this ball club. And has it worked well? Well, he's only got 4 turnovers in the last 4 games, and he's only 18 years old. It's a grown man culture for the Houston Cougars with Kelvin Sampson. Truth talk. I've tried that with you a few times and has not gone quite as well.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same impact. Now, if Kelvin said something to me, it may have a different impact than if you do. But the last 4 days together.
Yeah, have we eaten 5 times today? The tip-off was so late. We've had 5 meals today. 2 workouts and 3 naps. 2 shoot-arounds and a couple of phone calls home.
Sasser fires away again. Offensive rebound. We're going to get a foul right on the floor on Noah Gurley. You see Houston attacking the offensive glass, and it's starting to lead to some foul trouble for Alabama.
Ravi, you cannot decide to be tough for 2 hours right before the tip. I mean, if you have the type of toughness that Houston plays with on the glass, it's deep, deep down in your soul, man. It's in your DNA. It's like breathing. It's a non-negotiable, and Alabama has to answer that tonight.
Set play, no good. Offensive rebound, and that's a putback and up and in. You mentioned it. Juwan Roberts leads the team with almost seven rebounds a game, 7.7, and he's picking up some more. Quinterly Pretty play. Well, with the foul trouble, he may have to take over a little bit. No Shackelford on the floor. He's back on the floor, but no Bediako on the floor.
Quinterly's so good, right to left, left to right, keeps you off balance. As explosive of a guard in the SEC off the first bounce that we have.
Josh Carlton. High, and that's too high. Well, if he was throwing it to himself, he'd probably still have the ball in bounds, but you can't do that.
No, the Houston defense, though, has come to life a little bit. They struggled with the middle ball screen early. Now they're starting to chew it up a little bit. I mean, Sasser's the guy that's such an explosive athlete. And the number 2 defense in the country behind Tennessee's wearing black. They're named the Houston Cougars.
Local restaurants have been hit hard by fees from delivery apps.
They take a huge chunk of our bottom line. All of that comes out of our pocket and goes to them.
So Domino's franchisees went to local restaurants and bought $100,000 of their gift cards to give out to our customers. That way they could support a mom and pop by ordering directly from them.
And no one got hit by delivery app fees.
I can't believe one restaurant is buying another restaurant's gift certificates to give out, but it sure is wonderful.
So if you're not getting Domino's, skip the delivery apps and order directly from a local restaurant.
Oh, this is so cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, well, it's time to go.
Dad, we have to go back to Lowe's. Dad, the tire!
Is it?
Yeah.
The holidays begin at Lowe's, where you'll find all you want during Winterfest.
Carolers.
Let's go back to Lowe's. Superpowers from a spider bite. I could use some help showing the world how Liberty Mutual customizes their car insurance. Ow! I'm okay! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Only in theaters December 17th.
Behind a strong man, there must be a strong woman.
Respect, fellas! It's about respect! And the Giants have won Super Bowl 46!
We lost again.
Show the world what it means to be a fan with exclusive fan gear designed by Fanatics. One-of-a-kind styles from all the leagues, teams, and colleges you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Smile Direct Club. These are Smile Direct Club aligners. They can turn a smile like this into a smile like this in as little as 4 to 6 months for less than $3 a day. Choose Smile. Get started for free at SmileDirectClub.com.
Welcome back, everyone. They lost last year in the Final Four to Baylor. And Kelvin Sampson, who you see there cutting down the net, said Baylor was the best team he has seen in 7 years since returning to college basketball. Sampson, 66, signed a deal through his 70th year. He's won 167 games in his last 7 seasons. And take a look at his accolades, including the regular season championships, the 3 straight NCAA tournament appearance, and the 1 AAC tournament championship. He's a Hall of Fame coach.
Yep.
Now, whether he's going to be able to get into the Hall of Fame remains to be seen, but if you speak to the majority of coaches, he's right on that top level.
Ravi, similar to Baylor, lose 4 starters off a Final Four team, and they are right back to being relevant nationally. I think Baylor's the best team in college basketball. We'll find out tomorrow if they can handle Villanova, just watching teams play, but that's the sustainability that Kelvin Sampson has as his program, because he refuses to lower the bar in any area for anyone.
Look at where Houston is picking up Alabama. There's Gary. He's got a 3 that was deflected, and it comes up well short. Houston's defense extends. You know, you watch practice and coaches will say, I need you to pick them up in 4-point territory, which is basically saying another 5 or 6 feet up beyond the 3. That's where Houston picks you up.
27% three-point defense by Houston. The one concern I have for Houston is they are allowing 25 three-point attempts per game. And I think you have to keep that number manageable against Alabama tonight. Think about this. Alabama's lost once this year to Iona. Their season low in three-point attempts at 17.
Yeah.
Can you keep it at that number if you're Houston?
Right. Off the missed free throw. Ellis, he'll launch a three. That's too strong. And boy, did Gary get away with a foul there? It looked like he affected the ability of Reggie Chaney to come down with the basketball. Chaney, you'll see his left hand is bandaged up here, but does Gary get away with hitting him in the arm there and thus making him unable to make a catch on the ball?
I think he did, but we play on. There has not, nor will there be, a below the rebound rebound in this game. If you are not an above the rebounder in this ball game, you may not get one.
Juwan Gary, 6'6", 218, forced his way into the free throw line and a foul. Houston has 5 steals. Alabama doesn't have any. Jimmy pointed out, we'll learn a little bit more about both these teams tonight. We'll learn just how good Baylor is tomorrow against Villanova. You and I saw Baylor in the battle for Atlantis, and they were every bit as good. There's some coaches that have played them that said they may be better than they were last year. So there's the game between the two top 6 teams, Colin Gillespie and Nova. They're in Waco. They take on undefeated number 2 Baylor. That's 3 Eastern, 2 Central, ABC and the ESPN app. So number 1 Purdue loses. I'm not sure you want the throne, but I think most teams that are considered to be in that class, yeah, we'll take the number 1 label. If Baylor wins, they'll be the new number 1.
Regardless of rankings, Ravi, I think the best 5 teams we have in the college game right now in order: Baylor, Arizona, Purdue, Duke, and Kansas. I think Arizona is the 2nd best team in the country, especially with their win today at Illinois. Very impressive.
Well, there are the top 5, and Duke off that loss to Ohio State. Of course, they beat Gonzaga. That ball knocked right into Gary's hand, and he picks it up on the baseline to knock it in. That Duke loss to Ohio State came after that Gonzaga win, and you could tell, having done that game, they were gassed in the second half. They kept letting Ohio State hang around. And finally, the Buckeyes, Ed Key had a huge game that night, got the victory.
E.J. Liddell was huge today. He's playing his way right into the top of the list for National Player of the Year from Ohio State. Wide open, got to make him.
That's an air ball. Sasser had that kick. Shackelford, there's Gary. He's ahead. Count the basket. He'll go to the free throw line. Juwan Gary picking up the scoring slack in the last few minutes.
Rim to rim in 3 seconds for Roll Tide Roll. They come up with it. They get the eyes up. 2 bounces and the throw ahead. And those athletic, fast wings that Nate Oates puts on the floor time and time again, playing out in front of the defense. Not easy to do against a very disciplined Houston Cougar team.
That was a bit of a rough sequence for Fabian White. He had the open 3 in the corner through an air ball, and then sends Gary to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. He does not. He's got 10 on 3 of 5 from the floor, and it's a 31-26 Alabama lead with 5.5 to play in the first half.
And if you don't hard cut in this game, you're not going to get open.
Sasser is 2 of 9 from the floor. Quinterly picking up way out top. This time an offensive rebound will lead to a foul. Juwan Roberts over the top.
You got to fight for everything you get in this ball game, and a good job by Juwan Gary to come down, rotate physically, and get body on body. A lot of guys will rotate down, but they don't come with contact. Gary did a good job. This is one area Alabama, they got to get better. What are they, 65% as a free throw team?
Yeah.
And they were knocked out of the Sweet 16 last year, going 11 for 25 from the free throw stripe in an overtime loss.
Houston already with 10 fouls. Gary's free throw, that looked good. Knocks it down. He's got 11. He's a 58% free throw shooter. And again, Bediako, the big center, 2 fouls with about 9.5 to go, so he's on the bench. And Juwan Gary is having himself a night.
Bama with a nice blend in their offense right now. They've taken 8 threes and 7 twos. If you're Houston, do you stay attached and see if Alabama can make enough twos to beat you, or do you allow them to continue to have a nice blend?
Good dump off in Carlton. That's a nice play. Sasser, who's taking a lot of those shots, this time dumps it off to the big UConn transfer, and Carlton scores.
Sasser won his matchup. Drove the ball through the elbow. Defense has to respond. Well delivered pass. Quinterly,
that's a tough catch by Gary. No foul called. And the tie up there between Carlton and Gary. Possession arrow sticks with Alabama.
Anytime the ball is driven through the elbow, bad things are going to happen to your defense, and Alabama has to step up and help. The rotation's not quick enough. Win your matchup. So big in a game like this.
Gary, good position there. He just beat him to the baseline. Houston, not great defense by Juwan Roberts.
No, Houston does not switch on baseline out of bounds under, and they are suspect to give up a basket each half because of it.
Sasser all the way to the hole. That's too strong, but the offensive rebound up and in by Carlton. He draws a lot of attention, does Sasser.
The value of getting the ball on the glass in this game cannot be overstated because the offensive rebound.
Ooh. Good pass, Gurley underneath, count it, and he'll go to the free throw line. But Javon Quinterly is putting on a clinic with his interior passing tonight.
Yeah, he has been a star in the alley part of the floor. The middle third, he gets there, he reads it with patience, kind of looks off to the left and finds Gurley rolling the transfer from Furman. Roll, tide, roll, up a touchdown.
Our crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich can make you feel a lot of things. The spicy one can make you feel, what's the word? Tingly? Yeah, tingly. McDonald's spicy, crispy chicken sandwich.
Kevin, where are you? Kevin! Hey, what's going on? I'm right here. I was busy cash backing for the holidays with Chase Freedom Unlimited. You know, I can't believe you lost another Kevin.
It's a holiday tradition.
Earn big time with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
Something tells me they don't be for me. I love romance, but I got fake shells around me. Don't step on them, don't step on them, don't step on them, don't step on me. You better not take the ring from me.
You got her the perfect gift. Does it matter if you give her the perfect batteries? Well, does it matter you arranged for the perfect camping trip but bought the cut rate bug spray? Does it matter you splurged on the recital dress but got her a budget haircut? Does it matter you organized the dream birthday party but rented a knockoff bouncy house?
It matters.
When it matters that it's Duracell.
This holiday season, give your family the gift that keeps on going.
Her very own Energizer Bunny?
Energizer Ultimate Lithium. The #1 longest lasting AA battery.
Wherever your journey takes you this winter, get away with our best deals of the season. Right now, get huge savings on the entire lineup of award-winning Hyundai vehicles at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. With new cars arriving just in time for the holidays, it's the perfect time to get a Hyundai. Sign and drive today on select vehicles with 0 due at signing, 0 down payment, and 0 security deposit. Now, during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Only Wendy's serves a better breakfast with a better biscuit. A hot, buttery treasure loaded with a fresh cracked egg, cheese, and sausage or bacon. And to top it off right now, they're just $1. $1? Now there's no reason to go somewhere else. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Jimmy Dykes, Carl Ravitch at the Coliseum here in Alabama, leading 37-30. And we're under 4 minutes to go. The E-Trade halftime report coming up in a couple of minutes with Jordan and Farnham. Really good start for Alabama. 5 assists for Javon Quinterly. Well, being number one has been a challenge for sure, but so has being ranked. Take a look at the upsets this week alone. Texas Southern hadn't won a game, and then they beat Florida. Tennessee loses to Texas Tech. UConn minus a couple of key players. Tyrese Martin and Adama Sanogo lose to West Virginia. Purdue was shocked by Rutgers. What a shot. What a half-court buzzer beater to knock off Purdue, who had never been number one. Today, Arkansas, BYU, Kentucky all lose. We had a prominent head coach tell us, I'm not sure there are any great teams this year. Last year, you knew who they were. I'm not sure we know who the great teams are, if there are any.
Yeah, no, a year ago at this time, all of our eyes were on Baylor and Gonzaga, and rightfully so. And I go back to what my eyes tell me right now. If I had to say who are the best two, it's Baylor and Arizona, but a huge last 48 hours for the Big East. Wins by Seton Hall over Texas. DePaul beat Louisville. UConn, without their studs today, still take down St. Bonaventure. Creighton over BYU. That's good stuff by the Big East.
And I think given that we do see the SEC a lot, it is interesting the struggles that many of the teams had. What's Auburn ranked? 18th now? I think people are sleeping on Auburn. I think Auburn and Alabama have become the two best teams in this conference. And LSU is really good, played really well today. Yeah. But Alabama and Auburn, to me, appear to be the two best I've seen.
No, they look different than anybody else in the SEC right now, and so much can change. But when you got to play people, and I think that's what Nate Oates has done as a head coach at Alabama. He's not afraid to go anywhere and play anyone. And you step up in competition like Kentucky and Arkansas did today and get stung, it knocks you back a little bit. There's no way. I'm with you. There's no way there's 17 teams better than Auburn right now. There's no way.
I agree with you. You mentioned Alabama's schedule. How about #1 average opponent in the net ranking? Alabama hasn't played against a quad 4 opponent this year. 9 of their 12 are ranked in the top 25. And of course, you're doing the game against Memphis next Tuesday, which felt like it was going to be a good game. Memphis is a mess right now.
They are a mess.
Shed, blow by, kick 3. Moore buries it. Give Shed all the credit there. He blew by Quinterly, and that allowed everybody to collapse on him, and that left a wide open shooter in the corner.
Yeah, I like your description of the blow by, because that's exactly what it was. The speed of Shed, much better courtside than it is on film.
Davison back in. He tried. And that's a freshman mistake there. And here comes Houston. Sasser, contested 3. That's down. But you talk about turning a turnover into 3 quick points. We just saw it, and Sasser buried it. He's in double figures.
That is his corner. That is his honey spot. Marcus Sasser in the half court or in transition. That far left corner, he sees a really good rim. What a fight back by Houston defensively.
Local restaurants have been hit hard by fees from delivery apps.
They take a huge chunk of our bottom line. All of that comes out of our pocket and goes to them.
So Domino's franchisees went to local restaurants and bought $100,000 of their gift cards to give out to our customers. That way, they could support a mom and pop by ordering directly from them.
And no one got hit by delivery app fees.
I can't believe one restaurant is buying another restaurant's gift certificates to give out, but it sure is wonderful.
So if you're not getting Domino's, skip the delivery apps and order directly from a local restaurant.
Go ahead, I was just taking a drink of water.
Well, right, it's hard to make passes in a crowd against Houston because they load to the ball. And J.D. Davison's going to understand, look at the black jerseys, they attack you as well as anyone. Texas Tech, the Chris Beard's team, that's what they do as well. You attack them, man, they attack you, and you have to figure that out as a freshman within this game if you're Davidson trying to make plays in a crowd.
Good game tonight. 38-37, 2:40 to go in the first half. That time Davison does kick it. Keon Ellis is there. I heard the word bait. Bait them a lot. Bait them into thinking that you're not going to be there. Kelvin Sampson used that a lot today, and that's what can lead to some turnovers. 2 free throws coming up for Alabama, as you see Sampson, who is still fiery on the sideline. Got his son and his daughter involved with the team as well.
Taking both Oklahoma and Houston to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Has not lost 1 ounce of fire.
Jimmy, 20th Annual Women's Jimmy V Classic tomorrow. The rivals, Kentucky, Louisville, 1 Eastern Time, noon Central, and then number 1 South Carolina hosting number 8 Maryland. Both games on ESPN, the ESPN app, one tap. To donate to the V Foundation for Cancer Research, go to v.org. So on the bottom line, you follow along. Paige Beckers, the outstanding player for UConn, the reigning player of the year, considering surgery on her knee now. Yeah. Originally, assumed she was coming back in January. Shackelford, there's a collision between he and Sasser. Those are two veteran big boy players. Sasser may have tweaked an ankle, so we'll keep an eye on that. He's definitely walking on that right ankle a little gingerly.
Moving screen. That's an easy call. And you know what? I like teams that get called for a moving screen a couple of times a game. At least it means they're dadgum trying to screen somebody. And Reggie Chaney comes up. He's all about contact. He brings the contact on every play, and he'll pick up 1 or 2 a game. I can live with it. At least the dude's trying to get his teammate open, you know?
Yeah, and he got a dadgum out of you. Is that the first one tonight?
Some guys are afraid of contact. They shouldn't be on the floor.
I know, but I said, was that your first dadgum?
No, it was my second.
It was?
Now you're listening very well once again. Same problem in the Bahamas. Nothing's changed.
Shackelford, a lot of one-on-one. The lefty throws it up. He didn't get the roll, and helping out on the defensive glass is Sasser. So the ankle's okay. 90 seconds to go, first half. Oh, in traffic, what a shot by Marcus Sasser. He's got 12.
To me, both teams play bigger than they actually are at the rim. So it's hard to get easy, clean looks. You have to go in expecting contact, don't look for a whistle, and play big boy ball.
Gurley is going to get fouled underneath. He's going to go. I mean, how does this ball get through all these arms?
Well, he's low, he's strong, and he's tough until the very end. And then just enough of a long reach to get away from the shot blocker. Really well done. You're going to have to make some hard guarded shots in this game. That was one of them.
G Money, Gurley, and Gary have the last 11 points.
Is that a thing? G
12.
Money?
What's that?
Is that a thing? G Money?
Oh yeah, of course it is. Check your wallet. You got G Money in there. Wednesday football signing day. Alyssa Lang, Roman Harper, ESPN National Recruiting Coordinator Craig Hubbard provide wall-to-wall coverage, all 14 SEC schools, highlights, and evaluations. Where the nation's top football recruits will land SEC now. 3-hour signing day special, noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, with live 5-minute updates at 9, 10, 11 a.m. Eastern over on the SEC Network and the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere.
Neither team can get separation in this game. I know Alabama's had the lead, but it hasn't grown more than 7.
Shed denied by Gary, and a 2-on-1. Davison himself. Wow, that ball was deflected. Gary couldn't finish on the rebound. And here comes Houston. Just the type of game we expected between these two terrific teams. Back and forth, everything contested. Sasser, ankle breaker, right over Davison.
That is as good of a one-on-one play as you'll have seen all day long in college basketball, because Davidson was low, he was hungry, he was tough, and Sasser just got separation.
Big mistake there. Cornely, he beat his man. And that's the second time he's been in the paint.
Yeah.
And I know they emphasized that three-point shot, but you got some layups.
You cannot continue to try to force plays in a crowd if you're Alabama. Look at Sasser. Win the play, win the matchup. Well done, Zero in Black. Really well done.
Local restaurants have been hit hard by fees from delivery apps.
They take a huge chunk of our bottom line. All of that comes out of our pocket and goes to them.
So Domino's franchisees went to local restaurants and bought $100,000 of their gift cards to give out to our customers. That way, they could support a mom and pop by ordering directly from them.
And no one got hit by delivery app fees.
I can't believe one restaurant is buying another restaurant's gift certificates to give out, but it sure is wonderful.
So if you're not getting Domino's, skip the delivery apps and order directly from a local restaurant.
Trade halftime report standing by. So the higher ceiling. It's a good question. Houston or Alabama? Kentucky at Notre Dame highlights and highlights from the other key games today. Missouri at number 8, Kansas. Probably a little preview of the big one tomorrow with Villanova and Baylor. That's Sean Farnham and Jordan Cornette. Back here, Jimmy Dykes, Carl Ravitch. 42-41, 29 seconds to go. Marcus Sasser, 14 points on 13 field goal attempts. And Juwan Gary, 16 points, leading the way for Alabama.
You know what's just as important as how high is your ceiling? How high is your floor? When you don't play your best, can you still win tough games? I think both Houston and Alabama have a high floor, meaning when they're not at their best, they can still beat you with toughness, defense, rebounding, and speed.
3 on the shot clock. Game clock has 5.
Get on the
Sasser.
glass.
That's short. 2 seconds to go. Oh, that's a critical foul.
Yes.
Good job by the freshman Davison to go up in traffic. A guard getting a big defensive rebound. And with just 1.9 on the game clock, he's got a chance to add 2 points.
Ravi, that's a really big play. Davison's one of those kids that jumps as high as he needs to because he went right up with a very explosive athlete in Tajay Moore. This kid's going to be special. You think about people that are they're superstars and their hair is just as recognizable as their game.
Yeah,
I think of Tina Turner and Elvis, and he might be right there in that same conversation by the end of this year.
Oh my gosh, you actually did think about that, didn't you? Did you write that down?
Dennis Rodman, there's another good one. Just think about superstars with hair.
I got to think about floors being elevated for one, and I got to think about hair as we go to break. I love what you're doing there. We will take a timeout. Great first half here in Alabama. On the night they win the Heisman, they're trying to knock off a team that was in the Final Four last year. The E-Trade halftime report comes up after this timeout. 3-point game at the break.
The great thing about the app is we're going to get happy hour pricing on our drinks.
That's right.
No matter what time.
It's happy hour every hour.
Let's be honest. Anytime I see a discount, I'm going to go for it.
Right.
I don't care what it is. I have to have that.
Yeah. Anything that is half price tastes twice as good, right?
Right?
Grandma, how wide are 2 reindeer? 27, 28, 29.
We've been waiting all year to come together.
It worked!
Have a happy and safe holiday season from Lexus.
Hey, check it out.
At Lowe's, we're home to great values during the holidays and every day. Where everything comes with competitive prices. And it's all backed by our Lowe's Price Promise. Which means if you find an exact product from a qualifying retailer for less, we'll match it. So you can make the most of every single season.
When you walk in the door with the new triple bacon pizza from Papa John's, oh, that smell of bacony goodness has everyone showing up. And I mean everyone. It's the season of bacon at Papa John's.
If you want a great team, you need natural-born leaders, some tough cookies, and a few who do anything to win. Find a group like that. You've got one hell of a team.
Hi, I'm Wolfgang Back. When I started my online store, Wolfgang Back Home, I knew there would be a lot of orders to fill, and I wanted them to ship out fast. That's why I chose ShipStation. ShipStation helps manage orders, reduce shipping costs, and print out shipping labels. It's my secret ingredient.
ShipStation, the #1 choice of online sellers.
And Wolfgang Buck.
Go to shipstation.com/try and get 2 months free.
Projects, the projecting gaming arcade now with animated targets to blast on your wall. Swap slides for different targets, but stay sharp, they move fast. Projects is portable to play inside or out. Family gaming gets an upgrade. You can get the Projects 2 blaster set and TV exclusive sticker sheet for $49.99 plus $7.99 processing and handling. Batteries not included. Must be 18 or older to order. It's the projecting gaming arcade with animated targets that's a blast to play. It's Projects from NSI.
Welcome into the E-Trade Halftime Report. Jordan Cornette, Sean Farnham, and we start with Arizona, Illinois. Shades of that incredible game about a decade, about 15 years ago at this point. Arizona early on bangs down the three, and they would lead halfway through the second. A back-and-forth one, Sean.
Yeah, 42-16 advantage inside the paint, though. That's where Arizona did a majority of their work. Illinois, though, they hit 16 three-pointers, and that's what kept them in this contest. Kofi Coburn wasn't much of a factor at the offensive end of the floor, just 5 of 15 shooting for Coburn. Listen, Tommy Lloyd had the best resume of any assistant to take over a Power 5 conference since Roy Williams did it when he left Carolina. He's got the Arizona Wildcats playing at an elite level, and this is a huge, huge victory for them.
And it will end up being an incredible resume win for an Arizona team that's doing some special things. We hope you're enjoying the first half of Alabama and Houston. And what do you make of these two programs that factor in probably postseason to make deep runs? What are the ceilings for both respective programs?
Listen, I think regardless of what we've seen here in the first half, you're talking about two programs that have clear identities. All right, Houston's ability to defend, Alabama's ability to score in transition with multiple weapons and plays to the analytics. I think when it comes to the NCAA tournament, as we saw last year, Houston's defense can put you over the top. And I do have concerns a little bit about offensively if this team is as powerful as it was a year ago, but I think they're going to get better and better and better. I think long-term wise, both these teams are second weekend teams in the NCAA tournament. But I would give a slight edge maybe to Houston.
Yeah, I'm just always curious because it's so early on in the season to really deduce anything from what the outcome of this one is here today. Always curious about the long form for these two programs. But getting back to the right now, at least some highlights from the day. Notre Dame, Kentucky. This one was really cool for us. Our colleague and friend, LaFonso Ellis, his name immortalized up in the rafters there, being put in the Ring of Honor. You love to see it, Sean.
And just such great pride in being part of that storied program that you were part of as the all-time leading shot blocker.
Yes.
But LaFonso Ellis, just one of the great guys. We're a pleasure to work with. And what's the record? What's their record?
9-0 when they put somebody's name in the Ring of Honor. Blake Wesley goes coast to coast. And a last opportunity for Ty Washington. Notre Dame would hold on here, Sean, and remain perfect on Ring of Honor night. Staying Goodwin with the flush. He finished with 14 as well.
Kentucky couldn't shoot the ball tonight. They were 2 of 19 from 3 in this game and lost by 4.
Notre Dame needed it. Backs against the wall. Could this turn the tide for that group of seniors that has never been to the NCAA tournament? Arkansas and Oklahoma. Tanner Groves early on. This Oklahoma team came out blazing shot.
Yeah, they were able to shoot the ball. I mean, and that's what they did. They spaced the floor. They found open looks. They forced Arkansas to have to defend multiple sides of the court. You saw this and you're like, okay, here comes Arkansas. This is their run. Their run never materialized. Look at the skip pass over the top. It's a long closeout. 13 made threes for the Sooners. Boomer Sooner for Porter Moser already knocked off the Florida Gators. There's another opportunity to get a statement win against an undefeated Arkansas team. Frustration for the Hogs as they were unable to shoot the ball at all from the outside. Eric Musselman was told,
There's
hey,
your frustration.
The showers are in that direction, sir. He left the game early with about 3:30 left to go. Big win, though, for the Sooners.
Arkansas takes their first L of the season. How about Kansas and Mizzou? Kansas stepped into this one. 22.5-point favorites. The border showdown returns. They hadn't seen it since 2012. Mizzou's hoping they don't see it again anytime soon.
Yeah, well, as long as you've got Brown and you've got Abaji, you don't want to see the Kansas Jayhawks. These two have been red hot as of late. Last 3 games coming into this one, they averaged 44 points per contest, shooting 61% combined from the field. They didn't disappoint in this one. 34 combined points between the two of them. 12 of 21 shooting, including 6 of 11 from deep. Abaji could be playing at a National Player of the Year level, and we need to have him in that category and in that discussion.
This one was ugly and lopsided. Kansas wins 102-65. Let's tune into the double threat brought to you by E-Trade. Just another day at the office for Kansas' Ochai Agbaji and Christian Brown, the nation's top scoring duo, as Sean was just talking about, entering the day. 21 for Agbaji. That's his 7th 20-point game this year. 13 for Brown as the Jayhawks win and win big over their border rival. We got more to come here. We go to Big Ten country. Wisconsin tried to bring the fight but Ohio State simply too much. We revisit the matchup next.
This halftime report is presented by E-Trade. Stop waiting. Start investing.
5 breadsticks for my triple treat. 3 layers deep. 10 Cinnabon mini rolls to eat. And the pizza plus another pizza.
The triple treat box, only from Pizza Hut.
And Doug.
Superpowers from a spider bite. I could use some help showing the world how Liberty Mutual customizes their car insurance, so they only pay for what they need.
Did it work? Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Spider-Man No Way Home in theaters December 17th.
You got her the perfect gift. Does it matter if you give her the perfect batteries? Well, does it matter you arranged for the perfect camping trip but bought the cut-rate bug spray? Does it matter you splurged on the recital dress but got her a budget haircut? Does it matter you organized the dream birthday party but rented a knockoff bouncy house?
It matters.
When it matters that it's Duracell.
Pass the pants. Share the shirts. Hand out the hats. Fork over the flannels. Deliver the denim. And bestow the briefs. Gift the whole gang. And load up on all of the Mary you can carry. Only at Duluth Trading.
With DirecTV Stream, I can get live TV and on demand anywhere. Look, Serena Williams, Matrix. Serena, Matrix. Serena, Matrix.
Get your TV together with the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream.
Subway's Eat Fresh Refresh has so many new footlongs. Here's how they line up. We got the new Chicken and Bacon Ranch, new Baja Steak and Jack, and the new Baja Chicken and Bacon, a.k.a. The Smoke Show. Save big. Order through the app.
This halftime report is presented by E-Trade. Stop waiting. Start investing.
Big Ten basketball. Big-time matchup. Wisconsin and Ohio State, pair of ranked teams. E.J. Liddell, a tough matchup for anybody, and the Badgers would struggle to keep him at bay today.
Opening possession, he sets a screen, pops, gets the three, and that pretty much set the tone for the entire afternoon. Liddell was sensational. He had 28 points, 11 of 16, and that block shot right there. They played harder. They were more physical, plus 21 on the glass for the Buckeyes over the Badgers, and they dominated points in the paint. This was an impressive performance by Ohio State.
Wisconsin, you talk about the toughness or lack thereof being dominated on the glass, Sean. They also, the Badgers, 5 of 9 from the free throw line, so they weren't playing with any level of physicality needed to win in the Big Ten. Ohio State rolls at home. Michigan State, Penn State, tough to go into East Lansing and get a dub. Tough to stop this team in transition, but it wasn't a lot of transition necessarily. Michigan State, Malik Hall operating in a half court as well.
Yeah, they had some good half court sets without question, but when you look at the difference in this game, a 31-3 advantage in fast break points. 31-3. At one point in time, it was 29-0. They hit a late three. Here's a three in transition that really just opened things up in the second half, and they never really looked back. It was an impressive performance by Michigan State.
And they can wear you down with bodies. 10 guys scoring for the Spartans. Marcus Bingham thriving in his elevated role this season. A nice win for the Spartans. Nice to be a Huskies fan as well. The women get it done over the Bruins. History made as that game played on ABC today. Sands, Page, Beckers, the group answered the call, and they go on to win to improve to 6-2. As for UConn, knocking off the Fighting Wojs. Woj on the sideline in a losing effort for St. Bonaventure as number 15 UConn gets it done. This has been the E-Trade Halftime Report.
Money is power. That's why Boost Mobile finds ways to help you keep more of it, to spend on what you really want. Get 3 unlimited data lines for $30 a month each and a free Samsung Galaxy A32 5G when you switch to Boost. How's that for power?
Feel the power of keeping more money in your pocket with 3 unlimited lines for $30 a month each on one of America's largest 5G networks. More power to save. Boost Mobile.
Local restaurants have been hit hard by fees from delivery apps.
They take a huge chunk of our bottom line. All of that comes out of our pocket and goes to them.
So Domino's franchisees went to local restaurants and bought $100,000 of their gift cards to give out to our customers. That way they could support a mom and pop by ordering directly from them.
And no one got hit by delivery app fees.
I can't believe one restaurant is buying another restaurant's gift certificates to give out, but it sure is wonderful.
So if you're not getting Domino's, skip the delivery apps and order directly from a local restaurant.
It's all gone, son.
Oh no, Sam's. This one.
Again.
Let go of your umbrella, 'cause darling, I'm just trying to
What's all this?
You can't have a bookstore without books.
Thank you all so much.
What you do every day matters. At Alabama, it's our process that yields legendary results. This is where ideas forge innovation, dreams unleash opportunities, and contenders become champions. How far do you want to go? The University of Alabama, where legends are made.
Hi, I'm Shannon Storms-Bador. When we started selling my health products online, our shipping process was painfully slow. Then we found ShipStation. Now we're shipping out orders 5 times faster. And thanks to ShipStation's discounted rates, we're saving a ton. Honestly, we couldn't do it without ShipStation.
Join over 100,000 online sellers who get ship done with ShipStation. Go to shipstation.com/try and get 2 months free.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. A great first 20 minutes of action. Alabama 44, Houston 41. With Jimmy Dykes, I'm Carl Ravitch, and the SEC has struggled a bit today. Alabama trying to hold Marcus Sasser in check. He's taken 14 shots. He's got 14 points.
Well, Alabama's making him work, and what's working for Alabama is Javon Quinterly having really good success playing down the alley, making good decisions for the most part. Quinterly with 5 assists. He does have 3 turnovers. And the stars to watch right there. The scoring of Sasser is going to be there. He's going to take a number of shots. He leads them in shot attempts for the year. That's not going to change. For Quinterly, can he manage this game with the pressure, the ball pressure that Houston continues to turn up on him? A trusted handle will be tested for the next 20 minutes.
A couple of other numbers to keep an eye on. Juwan Gary's 16 points is already a career high. But Alabama averages 29.5 3-point field goal attempts per game. The last time they took 17 in a game, they lost to Iona. They took 8 in the first half. How many 3-point field goal attempts will they get off? Sasser starts by launching one. It goes in and out.
Well, a good set play, though, to get him a fade screen on the backside for that backside bomb. Did everything except drop. Yeah, to your point again, Iona, the only team to beat Alabama this year, held Alabama to 17 3-point attempts. And Houston is tracking that number right now with their defense.
Shackelford missed. Edwards had it in the middle, and he gives it to Sasser. Bediako, the big guy's back in. He plays with 2 fouls.
Good ball fake.
Yeah, nearly got his 3rd, but he avoided it, and Fabian White knocks in a couple.
White and Chaney really play well out of the dunker spot and even stretch them out to the corners. Pretty good playmakers for 6'8" guys around the rim.
Boy, what a pass. Bounce pass to Juwan Gary. The block is called on Edwards. Quinterly has just threaded the needle back and forth tonight.
Well, he has the hands of a magician and the speed of a cheetah, really, especially in the open floor. And he's so quick with his first and second bounce to get separation.
Edwards will pick up his 4th foul, and he'll go to the bench as Gary shoots a couple. Of course, the story around Quinterly, he committed to Arizona, then decommitted, went to Villanova for a year. His waiver transfer was then denied by the NCAA. He sat out a year. He watched from the bench, and he was terrific last year, and he's even better this year.
Well, he's MVP of the SEC tournament. He was outstanding in the month of February and March. And you know, forget he was a former 2-time New Jersey Player of the Year out of Hudson Catholic High School. And talking to Nate Oates, Quinterly is now concerned about the right thing. I think the nonsense is behind him and out of his life, and it's all pure ball right now, which you have to have at your point guard spot.
Shed, good look away. He caused Shackelford to go out, and the 3-pointer is good. It's a really good pass by Shed.
How about the stroke by Fabian White, the confidence that he now has as a shooter, right?
I love it. Wasn't always that way.
He can make one a game, and Kelvin Sampson's got a 4/5 man that can step to that corner and knock one down on you. And the form has improved, and I just think he's such a valuable piece because he is their most consistent physical screener on the offensive end as well.
Keon Ellis, that's good defense. Boy, that just looked like good defense, Jimmy. This is one of the issues with the blocking and the charging. It looked like Tremont Mark had just moved his feet to get in front of the defender, and he had some contact, and he bounced off him. You blowing a whistle here?
Well, the defense moved up. Yeah, you officiate the defense, Ravi, in a motion play like that. Get your eyes on the defensive jersey and then judge from the ground up where the defender is. I think that time the defender was moving into momentum, created the contact.
Houston on top, 46-45 as the second half underway. Advantage Houston.
Can you win the line of scrimmage on those ball screens that Alabama's trying to run? Back-to-back wins by Houston right there.
Yeah, Gary, there's some contact there. We're going to call a jump ball. Good block by Reggie Chaney, who for all intents and purposes is playing with one hand, his right hand. You see him getting high fives. You don't see the left hand coming up very much to get any.
No, but he is a warrior that fits that Houston system. Gets outside the restricted arc.
4 seconds, Jimmy, on the inbounds. Quinterly will have to fire it up here on a tough shot.
That's
buries
huge.
it. Wow.
That is huge. Reggie Chaney just lost his defensive discipline on a short clock and kind of gambled at the 3-point line, and Quinterly makes him pay.
Alabama back on top by 2. Under 18. Fabian White walked with it. Got a little greedy after he knocked down that 3.
If you lunge or reach in this game defensively, you're going to get beat. And both these teams excel in those one-on-one plays.
So far, Houston has made a habit of committing fouls and not committing turnovers. They only got 4 turnovers, which is terrific in a game like this, especially with Alabama turning up their defense. They've committed 19 fouls already.
It's crazy. And look at the number of free throw attempts for Alabama in this game. They have doubled up Houston. And that's a big number to overcome on the road.
Alabama 18 of 22 from the free throw line. Houston has attempted 7 free throws. They've made 4. Quinterly lobbed to Bediako. That's a perfect pass.
Ravi, what a pass, because the defense was there to tag, but the tag defender was small, and Quinterly read it with his eyes and just got the ball up top.
Gary's been the scoring star, but Quinterly has been the brightest star. 4-point game, and Alabama extends its defense a little further with Ellis on Sasser. He lost it on the way up. Jump ball, loose ball, out of bounds. It'll be Alabama basketball.
When you tag with an undersized defender, you're suspect for the over-the-top pass. That's exactly what Quinterly did. He saw Tremont Mark rotating over as a 6'5" help defender, throw it to the 7-footer up top. Really well done. Alabama doing major damage in this game in the alley part of the floor.
Quinterly just whispered in Bediako's ear the last time down. There's another kick. That 3 just off the front iron from Ellis.
And Quinterly can make something out of nothing, can he? Again, he is so quick and so low, 13 in white with that basketball, and really good passing with either hand this year for Alabama.
Yep. White trouble in paint. He throws it up and he gets it to go. Fabian White 5 points here in the second half.
Had an ACL injury in 2020, fought his way back over 8 or 9 months.
Chaney bodied, and then White and Quinterly got into it a little bit on the baseline. It's interesting. Quinterly had a shot blocked by Shed, and Shed kind of laughed at him or laughed with him, and Quinterly wasn't enjoying it. And here you see Quinterly not enjoying that either. He's playing with an edge. I think he's loving this game and this atmosphere, but he's edgy tonight.
I think both teams play with an edge. And there is zero back down. There's just enough swagger / cockiness out of both Alabama and Houston that you have to have. You have to have it if you're going to be a special elite level team.
Hard not to be a fan of the way that Quinterly plays. What a block there. And we go the other way. Out of nowhere came Tremont Mark, and that's a turnover.
Got a beautiful back screen off the out-of-bounds underplay, but the recovery speed and length in this ball game is as good as you're going to see. Because this is a layup waiting to happen, but no, it's not. Just went and got it, didn't he, Tremont Mark?
He did, and then he lost it, thanks to the hands of Keon Ellis. Quinterly nudged there. That's a foul.
So, Ravi, what are we seeing Nate Oates do? He's using Bediako in the middle of the floor as an on-ball screener, and that time he switches it up and uses Shackelford in kind of a smoke screen or a ghost screen action, continuing to get Quinterly down towards the rim.
Shed's now got 3 fouls. There's a whole handful of Houston Cougars with 3 fouls, and a couple Edwards and Chaney with 4 each. And there's going to be another one on Carleton. Keon Ellis. Jimmy, I understand tough defense. You got like 22 personal fouls here, and we have 16 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, you are, if you're Houston, you're fouling your effort out of the game right now. Just losing your defensive discipline on a tough, guarded corner 3 attempt. That time it was Carleton.
I think they're going to look to see if whether it was a 2 or 3-point shot. And they're holding up 2 fingers, so it'll be a 2-shot foul. Boy, you talk about a disparity on the free throw, and then that right foot came in over the line when he attempted the shot.
Yeah, I mean, the smart move by Keon Ellis, because he knew the defender was sailing at him, so he actually steps in to make sure the contact is there, but steps himself out of a 3 into a 2.
So 14-point advantage on the free throw line for Alabama. They've made 18 while Houston's made 4. Ellis is a good free throw shooter on a team that struggles a little bit, about 88%.
Ravi, no one in college ball plays the analytics game more than Nate Oates. Their offense is all about rim shots, free throw attempts, and 3-point attempts. There is no middle game in Alabama's offense. And he puts just as much emphasis on winning the free throw battle as he does winning the 3 and the rim shot battle.
Ellis knocks it down. Of course, Nate Oates was spoiled by Herb Jones last year. There's a lot of Herb Jones and Keon Ellis, his ability to play both offense and defense. And he may end up being in an SEC Player of the Year conversation.
Floor space, you better keep Houston off the offensive glass with this spacing.
Quinterly stepped around a Carleton screen, and how about Shed with a little floater in the lane?
Really under control, wasn't he? And a little bit of a crowd and a tough 2.
Bediako, we've seen that a handful of times where Shed just gets blown up by that Bediako screen.
You're going to screen a screener into the Quinterly.
Javon, the runner, no good. And it's picked up by Carlton.
Just can't get separation. That's how this game feels all the way to the last minute.
Chance for Houston to tie or re-grab the lead. Sasser. He's going to get fouled. That's Bediako's third. And we'll take a timeout. We will talk about the player of the year in conference, SEC, when we come back.
Kevin! Oh, nice.
Kevin, where are you?
Kevin!
Hey, what's going on? I'm right here. I was busy cash backing for the holidays with Chase Freedom Unlimited. I'm gonna cash back on the gingerbread house.
Ooh, it's got little people inside.
And a snow globe.
Oh, I wish I lived in there.
You know, I can't believe you lost another Kevin.
It's a holiday tradition.
That it is. Earn big time with Chase Freedom Unlimited. How do you cash back? Chase, make more of what's yours.
I love a good deal. I love finding good deals like this because this Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap is 99 cents.
I feel like they just marked it wrong, but I'm not telling.
Right.
Sonic Fritos Chili Cheese Junior Wrap.
Wrap up the comfort of Casper this holiday season and save up to 30% on gifts for every dreamer on your list. Like a magical Casper Glow Light for winding down. Or plush pillows and warm yet airy flannel sheets for cozying up. Because this year, everyone deserves that well-rested feeling only from Casper. Gift the magic of Casper sleep with up to 30% off at Casper.com or a store near you.
I have moderate to severe plaque psoriasis. Now there's Skyrizi.
Things are getting clearer, yeah, I feel free to bare my skin, yeah, that's on me.
Nothing and me go hand in hand.
Nothing on my skin, that's my new plan. Nothing is everything.
Keep your skin clearer with Skyrizi. Most who achieved 90% clearer skin at 4 months had lasting clearance through 1 year. In another study, most people had 90% clearer skin at 3 years. And Skyrizi is 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
It's my moment, so I just gotta say, nothing is everything.
Skyrizi may increase your risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms, such as fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or coughs, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
Talk to your dermatologist about Skyrizi. Learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Tuna fish, Steve? We got a big second half of thermodynamics to teach, whatever that is. Now let's fuel up with some chunky soup. Let's go! Fill up with 19 grams of protein per can and chunky chicken noodle. Lunchtime is your halftime.
Reggie Bush used to eat breakfast somewhere else, but then he tried Wendy's breakfast.
Woo, baby, that's how you crack an egg right there. He doesn't even watch football anymore. Did y'all see this croissant? Who saw this croissant? Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Prior to Fabian White's ACL injury, how'd he shoot the basketball? Got the shot elbow out to the side, interrupted the ball with the offhand. During rehab for the ACL, what does Fabian White do to become a better shooter? He sits in a chair for hours and hours at a time, no offhand on the ball, elbow directly under the shot, straight up and in. Fabian White, man, grinds his way through rehab, becomes a really good, trusted shooter because of it.
Ravi makes a nice shot from the corner. He's now up to a 39% three-point shooter, and honestly, he was afraid to take threes, I think, before the ACL surgery. He just did not have a shot that you could trust, and he knew it. So instead of feeling sorry for himself and getting his dauber down when he couldn't play, he went right back to work on his game. And that's such a simple drill that every kid should learn to do growing up, but especially when you are taken off the floor with something that keeps you from running and jumping. Man, work on your shot form, and it's worked out really well for Fabian White.
The free throw line, Sasser knocks down the free throw. And now 15 points. And the next one would tie this back up at 52 all.
I like guys that grind when it doesn't go their way. That's the lesson to me from Fabian White.
Along those same lines, Nate Oates, of course, a great relationship with Nick Saban as Davison drives all the way to the baseline. And he'll kick it to Ellis for a three that's in and out. Saban said similar once after a tough loss last year for Nate Oates. He sent him a text that said, "Don't waste a failure," which is a great way to look at it. Like, let's take advantage of what we just did by losing or suffering a setback. What did we learn? How do we get better? I thought that was a terrific message from Nick Saban. Don't waste a failure. Well, Davison nearly failed there, but he was able to get it to a teammate. And a high arcer is short off the window, and that's a foul on the rebound. They're going to get it on Noah Gurley. He's picked up his third.
Ravi, you can't take finesse shots in this ball game like Darius Miles just tried to do. Kind of a soft drive, I mean, a very finesse kind of finish at the rim. That will not work in this game.
Let's see how Alabama does with Quinterly on the floor. Shackelford tried to draw a foul, and he didn't. Instead, he commits one. And Alabama picks up its 4th team foul. I have a sense there will be a bunch of free throws in the second half.
I just bounced that ball screen out, impacted hard.
Ooh, Sasser. Oh, he buries a 3, and he was about 7 feet behind the 3-point line.
Sasser has such tremendous leg strength. He shoots the ball from 26 or 27 as well as he does from 22.
Well, Shackelford wide open, needs that, and he buries it. He's
They
their
fire.
best 3-point shooter.
Fire with confidence, don't they, Ravi? Both ball clubs, especially Alabama, can miss 3 or 4 or 5 in a row, and it does not phase them one bit.
55 all. A lot of mirror images between both these teams. Sasser's too strong with that one, and a good job by Shackelford to keep it in bounds. Ellis goes to one corner.
Build a wall, stop the ball. Exactly what Houston did.
Davison gets it.
Ravi, that's really tough because you had Gurley cutting in front of Davidson, and Davison just kind of drove the drag off of it. Really well executed by Alabama.
Back on top by 2. J.D. Davison, the freshman. Shed the floater. He's been really good with that shot tonight. He knocks it in. He's got 11.
Are you man enough to win your matchup a handful of times in this game?
Rebound in traffic by one of the best, Tremont Mark. Missed 3 games with a shoulder. And as Kelvin Sampson said, when he is playing, our talent level goes way up.
Well, he's a 12-point guy off the bench for Kelvin Sampson. He shot just okay last year, I think 25, 26% from the 3-point line. Did Tremont Mark. Now he's up to 31%. But he is a 1 point every 2 minutes that he's on the floor type guy for the team in black.
Juwan Gary back into the game. Career high 17 already. And Alabama getting some time here without Quinterly on the floor. Shed right by Shackelford, who's open. Fabian White, he kicks it. Sasser open, but before that, oh, they call a block on Shackelford. The crowd here thought it was going to be an offensive foul. Shackelford's banged up a little bit.
Drive to kick play by Fabian White. He was looking to kick the entire time. Yeah, Shackelford kind of jumped and still moving at the end. That's the proper call, but the eyes of Fabian White told you from the first bounce he was going to go to the back side of the play.
Quinterly back on the floor for Alabama. Short on that shot, offensive rebound, missed underneath White. And then underneath again is Juwan Roberts. Boy, the ball finds him. I get he's a great rebounder. The ball finds him, doesn't it? Look out, that's an airmail, and Davison with Sasser talking to him, threw it into the officials on the other side of the floor.
To your point, Juwan Roberts for Houston has as many offensive rebounds as he has shots taken on the year. That tells you don't run plays for a guy like that. He just goes and makes a play. One of the best offensive rebounders we have in the college game. The guy up top of the ball right now, 13 in black.
Cougars on the road, lead by 2, under 12 to play.
Watch
Shed
out.
alley-oop, look out. That ball was deflected. Quinterly not slowing down, gets it to go. Boy, has he been magical tonight.
I'm telling you, the speed of a cheetah. Javon Quinterly. What a game to
And
finish
under
off.
control, too. You can see the difference between Quinterly with his experience and Davison, the freshman. You can just see it.
Yep. How do you handle that top-level speed?
Too strong. Davison had it for a chance, and
How
that
good
ball
is
is
he?
put up and in with the foul. The ball finds Jawan Roberts again.
How good is he? Number 13 in the nation on an offensive rebound percentage of 17%. The shot's taken. He says, Coach, that's a play call for me. Call it what you want. Shoot the ball. I'll go clean up a miss. Man, a hoss around the rim.
Five bread sticks for my triple treat. 3 layers deep, 10 Cinnabon mini rolls to eat. And the pizza plus another pizza. The triple treat box, only from Pizza Hut.
Oh, this is so cool. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, well, it's time to go.
Dad, we have to go back to Lowe's. Dad, the tire!
This is it?
Yeah.
The holidays begin at Lowe's, where you'll find all you want during Winterfest.
Carolers.
Let's go back to Lowe's.
I'm so defensive, I got bongos thumping in my chest, and something tells